Happy Devils Sunday! This is the Let's Go Devils Podcast Sunday edition, Season 7, Episode 1. Everybody got the memo! Yeah! Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios, from the mountaintop, from the highest point of New Jersey, and from Beverly Hills, California, whose apartment, one-bedroom apartment, value over $37 million. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube
I thought
Live.
Michael J. Fox lived here. I thought that was the...
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for.
That's what I thought. No?
I forgot. I just forgot.
You've refuted your own hot take that Michael J. Fox used to live in my apartment?
Yeah.
The confirmed, unconfirmed hot take.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like the John Voight car.
You should write it. You should write it in one of the cabinets in your kitchen. Just write in like Sharpie, Michael J. Fox is here, and then anybody comes over, you can like, look, see? You
put the date for like Back to the Future, whatever it was, like November,
1988.
Yeah, 1985.
November 5th. I think it's November 5th, 1988, or something like that. 85.
85. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That date's coming.
What a whirlwind!
Seriously,
what a whirlwind summer, boys.
Can't believe September. We're back in September, and hockey's almost here. Can't wait.
Yeah. Pretty pumped.
I mean, it's already kind of back. I mean, the rookie camp started, and they've gone up to Buffalo, and are doing those the little tournament up in Buffalo right now, which they lost the first 2 games, but you don't take really any credence in that. Except I will say that Bedard out in Chicago scored a hattie in his debut, and then that kid from Columbus scored a hattie in his debut. So Columbus.
Oh boy.
They're getting a new coach yet, or what?
Show me your cell phone now.
Oh my Lord!
Oh my gosh, that's a mess. That's a mess.
We brought in Mike Babcock, and now he's fired.
So what exactly happened? Because you saw you read the PR spin, the press release, the statements early on in the week, and then suddenly the NHLPA got involved, the NHL got involved, and apparently there's more evidence that Darren Dreger, when he speaks, you listen, that this could possibly get him fired. What exactly happened?
I believe it was an invasion of privacy there, where he was demanding that players show him pictures on their cell phones and stuff.
Weird.
Weird. And some of the guys were like, yeah, that's creepy, old guy. I don't want to do that.
Weird.
And we know Babcock is,
Yeah,
maybe it's a weird situation.
Maybe there were memes, Babcock memes on their phones.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah. So I asked Billy Dean I asked the Hockey and Tap guys for a rundown, and Billy Dean gave it to me. Apparently, they were showing photos on some kind of a projector, probably some kind of a team event, and the veterans were showing family photos and this and that. The younger guys didn't want to do anything, and I guess he made them show pictures. So I don't know if he went right into their phones. I have no idea, because I had no idea what was going on until I got this rundown from Billy Dean, who's usually on top of all this stuff. But yeah.
And shorts guy.
Mid-season form.
Season. Yeah.
His internet's mid-season. Internet's mid-season form.
Yeah. Seriously. Damn James Dolan internet. I can't wait to ditch it. I cannot wait to ditch this internet.
Your internet thinks it's mid-October.
Oh God. If this is the beginning, I don't even want to know what mid-October is going to be. Anyway. So it's a mess, and it kind of, so the way you guys were kind of describing it, it reminds me of that Simpsons, that episode of The Simpsons where they're doing that eligible bachelor thing, and Mo walks across the stage with a giant smile, and then just walks into the corral
into the bullpen of shame. Yeah. Oh my God, what a moment. Speaking of which,
that's pretty much what his coaching was.
I had a Duff beer from Duff Gardens, and it was delicious.
Duff beer for me.
I did have a Duff beer.
I'll have a Duff.
Oktoberfest, and it was okay.
It was okay.
But anyways, Severson out there in Columbus, you feel kind of bad for him because that's not a way you want to start your 8-year contract with a bang. Where you're like, oh, cool, we got Mike Babcock, and then
I don't know.
It's kind of a good thing, though. Kind of a good thing, get that.
Well, I guess
crap
they
out of the
dodged
way,
a bullet.
You know?
Yeah, I guess
Get
they
it,
dodged a bullet.
dodge. They all dodge a bullet. Get it out of the way now. Get him out of there and get someone in there that's going to be effective. My guess is this is the last opportunity you'll see Mike Babcock have in the league.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of.
This was his second chance.
This is.
I think
his
it's like
second
his third or
chance.
fourth, actually.
So so if he wants to coach again, you know where that means he's going, right? To the
New York,
KHL.
The KHL. Oh, he's going over to
KHL.
Russia.
I was about to say the Rangers.
We accept you with open arms, Michael Babcock.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it's going to
You
be.
don't need to look at cell phone. We already can access it.
Yeah. Your mother.
We look
And
at
we
your
are
cell
now-
phone.
And we are now banned in Russia just for that bad.
we
take
already
on
were.
Russian
We already were.
accents.
From all the
Yeah.
crap we talked about Kovalchuck, they were already like, "Oh, we hate these guys, these bastard Americans and their anti-Kovalchuck talk." But speaking of Kovalchuck, I would like to say that I feel bad for anybody that went out and bought a number 5 Nemec jersey because now you're gonna have to trade that in and get a number 17 Nemec jersey. But the good news for all of us Kovalchuck chumps is that we could maybe take the nameplate off of our Kovalchuck jersey and replace it with a Nemec nameplate. So hopefully, because
So maybe
the
this jersey
thought was-
behind me won't just be a little background thing. I could actually wear it again.
You
That'd
could-
be nice.
You can
Yeah,
wear it
possible.
again. You got to get a ream. What are they called? A ream?
Seamstress.
Is it a seam ripper? Seam ripper, is that what it's called? It's a tool
Just bring
that
it
you
to a
use to
seamstress.
like,
Just bring it to a
Or-
seamstress.
yeah, and just be like, do this,
seamstress?
please. So I
Yes,
don't
a
screw up my
seamstress.
jersey even more.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
I
I like
don't,
Dave-
I don't know what
Dave
happened.
Singer. Dave Singer says, "Don't be so cheap. Buy New Jersey." Listen, Dave. Listen, man. It's not about buying a new jersey, and it's not about being cheap. It's about having that.
But writing that
Kovalchuck-
wrong.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty. There you go. It's perfect. I'll buy another jersey. I do every year. I end up buying like whatever jersey they come out with, but you just got to write that wrong. Get rid of that Kovalchuck.
Yeah,
on
I
the
got a
back
lot
the
of
jersey.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Throw it a lot. I got it a lot. My wife is
I
like
have
every year.
one.
She's like, "Why are you getting a new one?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
I don't know if
Yeah.
you could see.
When
This
I
is one
done-
of the green retro ones too. Like
Yeah,
That
that's
was when
nice
they
one.
did that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
one.
But this is
And-
one of those green retro ones. Nice.
This is
top
why
with the shoulders and everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
this is why I only get myself on my jerseys. Because
Same.
I am never going to be traded from this team, and I am never going to betray this team. I will always be there.
Although I do
I'm
have
thinking
a Hughes and
now
I
it's
do
just
have a
gonna be like-
Nico. I got a bunch of Elias.
I have a Hughes and a Nico. Only like classic players. That's gonna be my thing from now on. I feel like 'cause
Yeah,
you never know
that's
when.
pretty much the way to go.
Yeah, you never know when people are gonna get traded. You're gonna
Ryan
end up getting
Mann.
them.
What's up, Ryan Mann? Holy cow! How you doing, bud?
The seam ripper is legit. Until you
Seam
screw
Remember when
your
like
jersey
you
up.
know Gomez went to the Rangers when Bobby Holik went to the Rangers. Those were two big
Yeah,
jerseys.
yeah.
Those were saw a lot of those jerseys around the old
There were a lot of those.
Prudential Center. Or Brendan Byrne.
Continental.
Continental.
Yeah.
There we go.
A lot, yeah,
You
a
know,
lot
and
of
then all of a
plays.
sudden you saw this duct tape across the back and everything else. You know, it's like,
Yeah, those are always-
ooh.
I love when people do that, the duct tape job, or like they'll put like duct tape over and it's like a Parisi jersey, and then they put like a number 1 next to the 9 and turn it into like a Mercer jersey or something like that.
Hey,
At least
you gotta,
Parisi
you gotta
didn't go to like the Rangers or something like that. You know, like it's like all right,
Yeah,
going to Minnesota, whatever. But I mean, like, yeah, Holik and Gomez for me, those were two that just
Yeah,
hurt.
that's not good.
Bad.
You don't do that. You don't.
even
go
though
to-
That's
even though
way more
Holik,
than Holik.
I knew it was going to be a bad deal because he was so past his prime, but whatever. Like it still sucked. See him over there.
I think I converted a Claude Vilgrain jersey into a Ken Klee jersey. Back
Oh man,
what a
remember
weird
we were doing
transition
that?
that would be. What a
We
weird.
were all
Somebody-
trying. We were all trying to do that, Sammy.
Didn't John McClane play for a year or two on the Rangers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately, he did.
And the Sharks.
And didn't Bruce as well?
Yep.
Bruce
Yes,
did, yeah,
and
but
Bruce
denounces it though. He denounced.
Yes, and Bruce has explained many times.
He wore a Rangers suck shirt for us. I mean, oh no,
Yes, he did.
It was
Yes, he
purely
did.
for the money, guys. Purely for the money, all right?
It's the money and keeping my kids in school here. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
Bruce has multiple times on this podcast explained why he did that, and I give him credit for doing that. And he's worn the Rangers suck shirt on the podcast, so because he knows on it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of
Also-
ex-Devils that went across the river like that.
I also want to comment on Shorts Guy's T-shirt, the "I Hate Sam Wu" T-shirt. By the way, you can buy that as soon as Shorts Guy unfreezes. He'll tell you where. But you know what you can't buy is good internet. You can't buy that. But you can buy the "I Hate Sam Wu" T-shirt. You can buy the "I Hate Sam Wu" T-shirt. And
Oh
he's
my
underwater.
gosh, this internet is terrible. I can't.
He's got his
James Dolan is
digital
so
delay
mad.
pedal on.
It is kind of raining outside, so you know that Dolan internet can't handle rain. So or nighttime activity. All of a sudden,
It's
it
like,
starts slowing down.
What was it? What was the
Or
word? Oh yeah,
Dish.
like DirecTV. Yeah,
Or
or
any-
Dish from like 1999. As soon as like a cloud came over, like everything just went out.
Oh,
Like, that
the
was it.
tree limbs in front of it again. Damn it. Go cut that damn thing down, Charlie. You dummy.
What happened?
Yeah.
There was a light
Well-
breeze, and DirecTV went
Bird
out.
landed on the thing, and now it's getting cooked.
Woo! Super chat. Nate says, "What's the most random Devils jersey you have ever seen?" For me, it was a guy I knew in high school who had a red and green Zeno Seeger.
Oh, that's interesting. That is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
trying to think.
The most I love seeing the corn jerseys because I've seen a few of those. What's the most random one though?
Dave Singer.
Man, the most
Short-
random jersey.
AOL dial-up. Hey,
Do you need 100 free hours, Shorts guy?
I got those CDs, and I still have a whole bunch of them. I could
You
just
got a
send
bunch
them
of those
to
CDs.
100%.
Gotta
Everybody
go.
has
AOL online.
Sam, I gotta go to Sam Goody and get some of those CDs.
those. Yeah. Just wait for it to come in the mailers. You remember those mailers you get the CD in there.
I'm
So
trying
the
to
most
think of the
random,
most random jersey. I'm trying to think.
I
of a
you
good
know
one.
I love the off-brand when you see names misspelled, like, and you could tell they're misspelled. Like you see a Jack Hughes jersey and it's like Hughs, and you're like, that's a little. You might want to get your money back for that one. But I love people that go out of their way to get like super. Oh, there's a dude that walks around with a Rangers sucks 69 jersey. See that walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
But they mean like actual.
But they,
like actual
yeah, I
player,
get, yeah,
right?
no, I get they're saying, but like I'm trying to think of like the most random player. Like Jim Corrin always pops in my head because that one.
I've got
mean,
a
I've seen-
Kozlov jersey.
I've seen Jim.
My-
I mean Jim Dowd. Is that a really? That's not.
No, that's
That's
not off brand
uncommon.
because he's from New Jersey. He's from New
Yeah.
Jersey too. My brother has a Valeri Zelepukin jersey.
I was just gonna say Zelepukin.
Yeah.
That might be one. But he
I
again,
remember
like
I
he was-
rocked
he
it in
was
high
the-
school once, and somebody was like, "Who the hell is Zella?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
But he was a good. Like I'm trying to think. Like who was like someone crappy that was only on the
a
team for
Migro-
like a little bit.
A Mueller jersey? That'd be a very interesting one. Who is the dude that had? And I know his name, but for the life of me, can't think of it right now. The dude that had Kovalchuck 17 right after him. It was Ryder.
Michael
I've
Ryder.
seen a couple. I've seen a couple Michael Ryder jerseys, which I was like, really, Michael Ryder? That's the way you're gonna go?
I've seen some
Very interesting.
Camarelli. How do you even say his name? Camarelli.
Camarelli,
Mike
yeah.
Camarelli.
Mike
Yeah.
Camarelli.
Oh, man.
13 or 23.
Camilleri. Jeez.
Camilleri.
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 Can't even remember how to
Calamari?
say his name anymore.
Calamari? I don't know.
Calamari?
I've seen an Oliva jersey for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen those. I've seen Clarkies, Mad Dogs, Pandolfos, Brelands, Cams. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who was the most random person. I
want to see a Corey Schwab jersey. I want to see somebody rock a Corey Schwab jersey.
I've seen
or a Mike Dunham. A Mike Dunham. That'd be a good one. I've seen a lot of Kincaid, and guess who's back in the fold? Our boy,
that's right.
Keith Kincaid. And
Minor
we never
league
got
deal.
blocked by him, so good. Maybe we can try to get him on the podcast there, Keith Kincaid, coming back to town. I think it's my jersey. There it is. Now you can see it. I've seen a Nico Hischier. What was that number he wore for like a brief minute? 38. It was like 38 when he was in that prospect before he made the official roster his rookie year. You know how they give him like those wonky numbers in the prospect games and all that kind of crap? You're like, oh, this guy's... And some of them end up keeping him. I think Jesper Bratt is one of those dudes that had gotten 63 in that prospect game. And they're like, he came to the NHL and just kept it. Same thing with Zaka with the 37. I think he had 37 assigned to him, and then he just kept it. I could be wrong about both of those, but... PK Subban jersey are deep discounted.
They're deeply discounted right now, but that's not off.
Ooh, a Sean Chambers jersey. That'd be pretty good.
I've seen a couple of those, but he was a big part of the 95 team,
Yeah.
Intern Rob texted me. Do you guys know Wimpy at the Devils games?
From the Popeye cartoon?
No, Wimpy. He has a Yanni Ohanen jersey. Yanni Ohanen.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's game worn. He sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some good backup goalies that played like 5 games?
I would like a John Van Beesbrook jersey would be cool because he was only there for about a year or maybe 2.
Van Beesbrook. Okay.
I love seeing a Chico jersey.
Chico, yeah.
A Sean Burke jersey is always cool to see. I like seeing guys that from the 80s that made contributions like that. Even seeing a Johnny McClain jersey. Not a lot of people rock that anymore, but it's good to see it walking around. And it's usually people are our parents' age. You see walking around, you're like, oh, that guy's got an original Johnny Mac jersey going on. A Gillies jersey. That would be interesting.
Go get
you guys should sell. Dave Singer says we should sell podcast worn jerseys. Dave, we're gonna do one better, man. We're gonna sell podcast worn jock straps, and you get a choice between washed and unwashed. And let me tell you what, those unwashed ones go for a pretty penny. So keep that on your Amazon wish list. But anyways, reverting our conversation back to this upcoming season. Over the summer, because we've been off for quite some time, August is a very busy month for a lot of us, especially myself. So we get away from the podcast just a little bit. We get a little refresher. And over the summer, we saw a lot of really big transactions happen with this team. You see Toffoli come into the mix. You see, Meyer get signed long-term. You see the front office doing a lot of adding these little pieces into the fold. And there's a lot of people that are pontificating that this team is going to be in the top 5 in the NHL. And I want to say that I have a ton of expectation, just like all of us out there, right? You'd be remiss if you say that you were not excited for this season and thinking to yourself, there's, these expectations are realistic. But at the same time, does anybody else have that hesitancy to be too excited? Because I just, speaking of being too excited, I was really excited for the Giants this year. And that first game against the Dallas Cowboys, not to go off on a football tangent, really set me back. And then today, for at least half of the game, I was like, what the hell is going on? And the only thing I could really think about is the Devil season. Because I was excited for the Giants, but not as excited as I am for the Devil season. This team, on paper, is just loaded. And if everything goes correct, they'll be fine. They'll have a great season. But I'm also, a little nervous because of those expectations.
I think it's okay to be nervous considering how young this team is. And it's not like, they've been doing this year after year after year already. Last year was the first year that we've ended the playoff drought. I mean, we can see the progress and everything like that, but they still have a ways to go before they're going to, make that eventual cup run. They still have some growing to do. The defense might take a step back this year. I know we talked about it a lot over the summer with the departure of Sam Wu's best friend, Damon Severson. Ryan, old butt puck. But he put up offensive numbers. He played a lot of minutes. Ryan Graves did the same. He played a lot of penalty kill, a lot of special teams. Those are big minutes that some younger guys are going to have to fill. We all know about Kevin Ball already. Hopefully taking that step forward. Is he ready to say like he's going to be? We're not going to even see the difference between him and like a Ryan Graves. I don't know if he's there yet because he's just young in his career. Defensemen tend to mature a little bit slower. That's how it goes. We all know that. Simone Nemec looks like he's primed to make a push to make this team. We've talked about it before. That's two really young, plus Luke Hughes. You can have two rookies on that defensive corp there. There's going to be some learning curve, much like we saw with Jack Hughes and Dawson Mercer and Nico and Jesper Bratt, over the past, 5 years or whatever. There's going to be a learning curve for some of those younger defensemen. Now we do have, someone like a John Marino. We do have someone like a Dougie Hamilton who maybe might play a little more defensive responsibility this year. We'll see if he's playing with someone like Luke or something like that. We'll have to I think Kevin Ball might be next to him, but either way. Yeah. But when you have someone like a Marino, Dougie, who have been there, done that, have some experience, I think that's going to be, playing huge dividends for them. And bringing in oh man, what's his name from Dallas? Why can't I think of it right now?
Miller.
Yes, Miller.
There you
go. Bringing him in, still having. Oh man, my brain is like not working right now. What the hell is going on, Scott?
It's off season.
Yeah, this is
your brain's working as good as Shorts Guy's internet. So
internet, yeah.
That's bad. That's real bad.
James Dolan brain.
Yeah, James Brolin Dane.
Oh,
James Brolin Dane.
Man.
James Brolin Dane.
Oh, what
but
a mess this is.
having some of those guys to lean on, I think is going to go a long way. Even someone like Cal Foote, who's now with the team, who's been around for a little bit. Siegenthaler's a little bit more experienced. Brendan Smith. That's what I was thinking of. Brendan Smith. He's been back there as our extra defenseman, but he also can provide a lot of leadership, within that locker room to those younger players. But I think it's okay to be cautious because this team is going to score. They're going to put up points on the board. But the real question is going to be, can that defense, play out a whole season like that, which we know they're not used to doing. And also, we know the goaltending questions. Akira Schmid looked great in short blasts, but he hasn't done it for a full NHL season yet. Vitek Vanecek looked great for, three-fourths of the season. And then that last quarter, the old Norm Macdonald Letterman, got a little shaky there. So he's another one, too, that hasn't really shown over the course of a full season. And we know this team wants to play even more than a full season. They want to play in that second season. That's a lot of games, So I think it's okay to be, a little bit like weary, I think this team will score, especially bringing in Toffoli as well. Woo, baby. That's big time. You think of everything that Thomas Tatar did last year, and now that's an upgrade with Toffoli. You stick him with Nico and Dawson Mercer, and oh man, look out. they're going to have just lines of fire going on, one after the other after the other. So I think this team is going to score. The big question is, are they going to be able to shut down some of those other high-powering offenses?
Yeah, I think it's we have right to just be a little bit cautious because I think we caught everyone off guard after we got out of that slide. We caught everyone off guard, and now the league knows what to expect from us. They know what our team can do, and now that's exactly it. They're going to be gunning for us. They're going to be expecting. We're not going to get the backup goalies on, when we're on the second half of a back-to-back. We're going to get the starting goalies for the other teams. Whereas for a couple seasons, we were that team that they could say, yeah, give the other guy a game. Whereas now we're that team that's a threat, and everyone's going to want to play good against us to prove that they can play against us. So with this also being a very young team, we're going to have to see how they respond to having such a bright season last season. If they could do it 2 in a row, 3 in a row, and eventually become consistent with it. So we have right to be cautious, but I also think that we don't have to collectively panic and call for firing if we're losing the first home game like last season. So I don't think we need to do that because this is a young core. They're still growing. They're going to slip up, and I think we need to expect that. I would love to see the Devils win the division again, and that would be fantastic. Or win the division this year. We didn't win it last year, sorry. But I think that would be great. But I think we have right to be cautious to see what this team can do in the second year because they're still growing. They're still coming into themselves. And you're right. The goaltending is a question. Vitek is a great regular season goalie, and then when it comes to the playoffs, he's proven a couple times already that he's not a playoff goalie at this point. But I still think that that's more mental than physical. But I do think that maybe knowing that Schmid can handle what he handled last season, that they could evenly distribute the games, and maybe Vitek won't be as worn out towards playoff time like potentially he was last year. And if the coaching staff has a hard decision about what goalie to start for the playoffs, that's a good thing. You want to have that decision.
I'll take that.
You want to be in that spot to where you're like, well, who the hell do we start? They're both capable of getting us wins. You want to have that. So that's just from the goaltending standpoint. But even with these young defensemen, like if some of these young defensemen can step up, and we have a whole bunch of them, you want the coaching staff to have a hard time figuring out who's going to be 6 and who's going to be 7. You want them to have that problem to whereas before last season we were having the opposite problem of like, geez, how the hell are we going to fill this team out and actually like maybe stay in a game? Like, so we'll see. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
going into this season.
And I think there's going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered before the beginning of the season. For the example of your fourth line, even your bottom 6 need to kind of be shapened up a little bit more. I feel like the top 6 in your forwards are pretty solid, a little interchangeable here and there, depending on who you want to put with who. And then that bottom 6 is going to be a question mark of Bastian is definitely, I would say, on the fourth line. Lazar will come in, he'll probably come in like a game or two. But who is going to be the consistent members of that fourth line? McLeod still, I hate to say it, but there's still a question mark going around that. And hopefully everything is all good. But if not, I think they've gotten a little bit of insurance in the bottom portion of their lineup. But there's also guys on the rookie team or in the rookie development camp that are looking to make an impact to possibly make it to the team. So guys like Graham Clark, who are trying to make a push to make it into the NHL, who has been pretty vocal about it. Even like Scotty was saying before, like Nemec has been very vocal this summer about, wanting to make it into the NHL. Not necessarily upset about being in the NHL, but feeling that he's ready to make that next big step. Now, that's all good, and it's great if it can translate into the NHL, but there are still some question marks. This team has to kind of figure itself out. I feel like by October, they're going to have everything solidified. I know they have one PTO that they sent out, and I can't I don't have his name pulled up right away.
Flyer.
But I
It
know
was
they
a
already
flyer.
Yeah, it was a
flyer.
former Flyer.
So I know they sent out at least one so far. So that's the other thing too. Is there an opportunity for somebody that's out there that hasn't gotten a contract yet? And I'm going to float something out there that might be a little crazy and might be a little in right field. And I'm going to say I saw this somewhere and I don't remember where. Could have been Pucks and Pitchforks. Could have been somewhere else. But the name Patrick Kane was kind of floated out there.
No.
As bringing in as a PTO or something like that, and somebody on a cheap contract. You're saying no.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you, and I'm not saying we should bring him in. I'm not saying we shouldn't bring him in. I'm just saying it's a very interesting name to float out there as a veteran forward. But I feel like this team is close to being solidified for the year. But we're gonna get some more answers going forward in the next month and a half.
Do you know how much cap space we have left?
Like $5.
Yeah, basically 1.9 million.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, I mean, whoever came up with that idea, kudos to you for being creative, but absolutely not. No way. There's no need for Patrick Kane. Listen, he's a great player and everything like that, but he's got a lot of mobility issues now.
And a hip is not something that's easy to come back.
Not easy to come back from. He's not what we really need at this point, unless they really feel that there's someone not ready for the NHL. Now, I mean, you were talking about the bottom six. We got Nosek. You mentioned a Graham Clark. I'm going to throw Nolan Foote out there. Bastion again. Question mark over McLeod. Curtis Lazar. I think we got a good number of guys for that fourth line, and then your third line is going to end up being Haula, Palat, and I am really, really hoping that that's where someone like an Alexander Holtz or maybe a Graham Clark. Maybe that's where Clarkie finds his way on there. But to have those two veterans and have someone, young kind of play with them, because, your top six, you got Jack, Jesper, Timo. You got Dawson, Nico, Toffoli. There you go. Like that's a top friggin' six right there. That's really good. And barring any injuries, I think that's the way it's going to play out. So you have those extra guys for that fourth line. I feel like it's really that third line. Do you feel that a Holtz or a Clark or someone else along that lines can't make that step? Then maybe you look out for like a veteran on a PTO. That's what I feel. But I really think that last spot there on that third line, for me, it's got Holtz's name written all over it. But can he friggin', skate at an NHL level and, actually be consistent in putting up points the way we've seen in those Swedish days, when he was with, what's his name, Lucas Raymond, who's over there in Detroit now, when he was a center. And, Holtz was just kind of skating around, waiting. As we all know, Sam Wu said he'll score more goals than Alexander Ovechkin.
Wasn't he with Eklund? Wasn't he with Eklund from San Jose? Wasn't he with Eklund from San Jose too?
I think, there was three of them on that top line for that Swedish team. I thought it was Lucas Raymond was the center and Holtz was the left wing, I think. I can't remember. Sure. But either way, with a Haula and a Palat, woof, you have two grinders there and then have someone who can just park it out by the faceoff circle and has got a monster, like a Peyton Manning, got a laser rocket arm, of a shot. Mm-hmm. That can be something really good, but he's got to be able to skate at that NHL level. He's got to be responsibly defensively as well and play a full game. But I think we got a good number of guys, but if you really feel like a Clark and a Holtz is not ready to take that step, I think that's when you go out and try to find, that veteran to maybe plug in there for a while.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do you think this is Holtz's last chance with this team?
Ooh, could be, but I'll tell you what, if he screws it up, his stock is going to go through the floor. So, could it be his last chance? I guess it's a twofold question. Is it his last chance with this team? Maybe. I mean, but the only problem is you fear that if he doesn't do anything impressive, just either stick with the club, and if you try to flip him for something, you're not really going to get much in return. Because, at this point, he's got a book on him, and people will be like, well, we'll give you like a fourth rounder for him or something like that. And some people might be like, no way, you'll get more than that. I don't know. After a while, like a player's stock can just, plummet down to the center of the earth. So hopefully he comes out like his hair is on fire and he realizes this might be one of his last shots with this team. And hopefully he looks at it as like, well, this is a team on the rise and this is a team that's going to be making some noise. And if I don't do something, this is a team you want to be with. And I know Supernova asked
a lot of players around the league. A lot of players around the league are realizing this is a team to be a part of right now, because we are on the ascendancy and we're moving up to that pinnacle. So,
and Supernova asked, do we have an opinion about the rookies? And I know Ramona was saying that the rookies don't look good. I'll just say this: you can't take too much stock in these rookie tournaments that they have up in Buffalo, because a lot of these guys haven't played together for a while. A lot of these guys are coming into it like, it's
working on specific things as well.
Yeah, if it was like a mid-season tournament, I'd be like, ooh, okay, yeah, you have to start looking at this and this and this. But it's, they showed up like a couple of days ago. And yes, there's other teams that are going to work a hell of a lot better. Buffalo's got a hell of a farm system, and they have, a really deep farm system. So is it a surprise that we got smoked by them? No. Ottawa beat us as well. I mean, I don't know. I personally don't look too deep into the rookie tournament that we do up there, because some years they do good, some years they do bad, and it doesn't matter. When the Devils sucked, they did pretty good up in that tournament. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's I think, like I was saying, I think Holtz, Clark, and I see Ramona's talking about Nolan Foote there. I had him pegged for, replacing Miles Wood's spot on the fourth line, but he might be someone, if they don't feel Clark or Holtzy is ready. We've seen Nolan Foote in the NHL before. He's got more than a handful of games now under his belt. Maybe he might be someone to pop up onto that third line and see if we can get some supplementary scoring out of him. He could have the potential to be like Miles Wood. Miles Wood, that rookie year, he got 19 goals. And then we know was kind of downhill after that. But either way, Nolan Foote has that sort of same potential as a big power forward like that, playing in your bottom six. So.
And then we can bring you can bring his brother up, and then you can have the Feet brothers. They could do a Foot Locker commercial. They have their lockers right next to each other, and they do like a Foot Locker commercial or something like that.
They could, but it's good to have depth like that, though. Injuries always happen. And you never know how bad they're going to be and how long they're going to last. Some of these guys, even if they don't make the team at a camp, they're probably going to get a shot at some point playing in the NHL, because injuries happen to every single team, no matter what.
It is what you do with the opportunity. And it's what you do with the opportunity that you're given, right? Some guys get the opportunity over and over and over, like at Holtz, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And then sometimes you get a guy like a Steven Giunta, who nobody thought he had a snowball's chance in hell of making a lineup, and he ends up being a crucial part of the team in 2012 on that fourth line, helping them go to a Stanley Cup final. So there's sometimes some guys come in and they get overlooked and they end up having a hell of a career. Maybe it's just they get into the NHL and some guys it doesn't work, and sometimes it just clicks. Like something clicks and they get the game. They might not be the most skilled, but they understand their role. And I think that's a big thing too, is you look at any good championship team, there's always guys that have that, that role of being a grinder, or like you know what you're supposed to do. You're not going out there, you're not scoring like 60 goals, or you're not putting up a highlight reel defensive play. You're just going out there and you're shutting somebody down, or you're going out there and you're winning faceoffs when we need a faceoff one, or you're going out there and you're being the best damn two-way forward that you can be, whatever the case may be. I always think of like Madden and Pandolfo, because those guys were like the epitome of like that perfect role player. You know exactly what you need to do. John Madden's never going to score on a breakaway, and that's it. But they'll still go out there and they'll go up against any top line. Anybody that knows thinks that's funny because it's true.
Mhm.
Oh no!
But they played their role.
Yeah, no, and that made me remember we used to chant stone hands for Pandolfo because he looked like he had stone hands when receiving a puck. It was just atrocious, but they did what they had to do, and they were a key line. The Pando and Madden were just they were awesome, and they filled their role. They knew what they were going to be, and they did it. It's very much like the Crash Line too. The Crash Line knew what they were going to do. They were going to go out there. They were going to muck it up, sometimes drop the gloves, and just be a general pain in the ass for any other team that they went out and played against.
Yeah.
So it's having those role players to know what they are, what they're going to be, and what role they're going to play for this team.
Which is also something that Fitzgerald has been kind of molding with this team. Like having guys like understand you have to leave some chips on the table to be able to spread it around. Like the way that this team is like exactly the way the team has been constructed, I feel like he's putting those pieces together. And it starts with that. It starts with like a guy that doesn't need to take that, max contract, the $11 million contract, where he'll take like an 8.9 or an 8.
That's a team first mentality.
Yeah.
That's a team first mentality. And you're right. It pays off and it comes from the top, which Fitzgerald has done. This is a team first mentality. This is
Oh boy.
Team first mentality.
Well,
nope. Okay.
I give up on my internet. I give up on my internet.
And I just want to say, because I see some people talking about size and everything like that, the Devils do have, they do have some size. Don't forget, Toffoli is 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's not like,
Meyer's a big
string
boy.
bean out there. Timo Meyer's a big boy. Bastian is, McLeod. We saw him drop the gloves a number of times. Noshik is like 6'2", 210 or 205 or something like that. Nolan Foot's a big kid too. We know that. Curtis Lazar is not afraid. Graham Clark, if he makes it, Tice Thompson. We do have some size going for our team, even though he's not the biggest guy, but Palat obviously plays a little bit more of that, rough and tumble and not afraid to get into the corners and muck it up. You put a Palat and possibly a Nolan Foot like we were talking about. That's some size. And even Eric Hawley's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's also not afraid to get in there and mix it up a little bit. Siegenthaler is a big boy. Dougie is a big guy. We all know Kevin Ball's size, and Luke Hughes is already a big kid, and he's going to be growing and putting some muscle on as well. So the Devils they actually do have some size, coming for them this year. So don't think that they're just going to be, pushed around with the loss of, a Severson and Graves and Miles Wood. I think that they are going to bring a little bit more. You think about Tom Tatar is another one, but he was a small guy, but he wasn't afraid to get in there and mix it up. You replace that with Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli's a much bigger dude. So they are going to have a little bit more oomph to their team. You get a full year of Timo Meier, hopefully a full year of a healthy Palat. You get a Noshik.
You're getting yelled at. You're getting yelled at right now by everybody on the YouTube group. They're like, we're talking about the rookies, Scotty.
Oh, just the rookies?
I think somebody said, shut up, Scotty. You don't know what you're talking about. It's the rooks.
Well,
Scotty doesn't know. I heard Scotty doesn't know.
Hate that song so much.
So, yeah.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
Well, either way, Holtz isn't the biggest guy, but Graham Clark has got a little bit more meat on him. We've talked about Tice Thompson. I don't know if Chase Stillman is going to make a full push this year, but he's another kid who's been beefing up.
He can bang. He can bang out there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. He can bang. You don't think he can? Go look at the highlight from last year, his playoff run when he trucked that kid and then scored a goal right after. Yeah, completely different. I understand NHL to QHL or whatever he's playing in, QMHL or whatever it is. But I mean, I wouldn't worry about the size of the prospects because all that kind of stuff. Just because you have a prospect pool, I hope everybody understands. That doesn't necessarily mean that all of those guys are going to transition into the big club. Some of those guys are going to get traded. Some of them will be career AHLers. Some of them will come and go, and that's just the way it is. There's some of these people that you see in a farm system will make an impact, and then others won't. So I forget what the percentage is of actual guys that make it from the AHL to the NHL level.
It's not high.
It's not
high.
It's not high. It's not as high as you think it is, which is kind of weird. But
which you want it to be not high because you want the best of the best to be in this league. And that's why everyone wants to come to the NHL, because the best of the best and only the best of the best make this league. That's why I'm not in the NHL.
Oh, so I see this is all Sam Wu's fault.
This is all Sam Wu's fault. We should have known. That's why he popped up on the screen. He was getting ready to defend himself.
Wait, what happened?
He did a Wu-Tang Clan episode about size concerns there.
Wu-Tang. Woo-Tang. Next time you walk into the building, we should do that. Woo-Tang. And then you should just be holding a glass of Tang so people get the reference.
Woo!
Tang.
All right, well, we'll blame Sam Wu on that one.
When it does that at the game,
it's low.
When they do the woo at the game.
Blaming Sam Wu is low-hanging fruit, and I'm all about that.
I mean, that's why people hate Sam Wu. What can I say?
Exactly.
That's why there's a T-shirt.
That's why there's a T-shirt, because I hate Sam Wu.
Yeah. Most punchable face on the podcast.
Sam's always concerned about the beef. He likes his beefalytics. So, because we've all seen the pictures. We know Sam when he eats his salad. See
Salad.
His Disney cruise pictures there. Hey guys, check this out.
Check this
Mrs. Wu's
Alaskan king crab.
I'm going for it. Yeah.
Surf
and turf, baby.
But I'm going for it. But I'm going for it is the classic line.
Mrs. Wu went back to sleep, so I'm gonna hit off the soft serve ice cream over there. Another time through.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Get
soft serve ice cream salad.
He got the helmet ice cream, and they're like, "Sir, where the hell did you get a helmet from?" And he just said, "Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just fill
her up.
A gallon helmet."
This man ate all of our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
He's dipping wings in soft serve chocolate ice cream. What is going on here?
And he just keeps screaming, haven't you gone to Wendy's? But anyways.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'll go first. I'll give you my final thoughts. My final thoughts are the season is around the corner. I couldn't be more excited. I'm already making plans for opening day. I'm looking forward to seeing the guys come out on a red carpet. My kids are super pumped. Everybody I talk to that's a Devils fan that I'm friends with are excited about the season. And years past, it'd be like, are you going to a game and you get the maybe 1 or 2. Now it's everybody's chomping at the bit to go to a game, and everybody's excited about doing it. And even people that are casual fans are looking forward to it. So this season is going to be a hell of a good time. I might be nervous for it, but I feel like it's going to be an amazing season. I feel like it's just the beginning too. So just buckle up and here we go, Buttercup.
Yeah, I'm also very much looking forward to the season. Cautious optimism. Hope they can build off last season. And I have to say, I finally know what it's like to be a Ranger fan when you're stuck under the evil empire that is James Dolan and his stupid internet.
Yeah.
Stupid internet. Stupid James Dolan. Stupid Rangers.
Stupid James Dolan.
That should be a T-shirt.
I hate James. You know what though? I hate James Dolan T-shirts may actually sell on the blue side of the river, so that could be a pretty good avenue for me. I hate James Dolan and Sam Wu.
Double-sided T-shirt.
I'm going to say my final thought is we have. I don't even remember since the last time we have a top 6 that all have potential to be 30-plus goal scorers next season.
Yeah.
With Nico, Jack, Timo, Jesper, Toffoli, and Dawson Mercer. That would be incredible. They have the potential. Don't want to jinx it, but that's the potential that we're rolling into with this season. So be excited, Devils fans. You could be cautious, but it's okay to be excited as well. But like Shorts Guy said earlier, we shouldn't be if they lose 2 in a row, don't fly off the handle. It's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a little bit for them to get, their feet going and everything like that. That's how it always goes at the beginning of the season. But you have a potential for a lot of scoring in that top 6. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Let's act like we've been here before, because we have been here before. Let's not just lose it when we lose.
Yeah, don't lose your brain. Like, even if it's a 3-game skid,
Guys,
let's not freak out. Would you?
Stop.
You know what? I got an idea. Let's all collectively agree. If the Devils go into like a little bit of a skid, the only person that we all jump on and blame is none other than Sam Wu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yep. Deal.
Yeah.
Blame Sam Wu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Handshake. Gentleman
can
shake
handle
on
it.
that.
Because he can handle it.
I'll blame Joshua Harris.
We're going to tell
James
Mrs.
Dolan
Wu
is-
to kick you out on the couch if they go out on a losing streak. Sam is to the couch.
No more salad. We'll call him Salad Sam.
No more, Wagyu steaks and everything like that. Hey, look at that guy from Costco today, guys. Cooking up 5 steaks. Boom.
All right, I got to get to my final thoughts.
His final thoughts are from the movie Half Baked, if you've ever seen it. You're cool. Never mind. I can't say the rest of that.
You're cool.
You're cool.
I'm out.
So Scotty talked about 30-plus on the top 6, but what about the bottom 6? I think there's Palat is going to be, going to improve from last season. I don't think he could be any worse. And also Holla. If Holtz can get going, if Holtz can get going, you could have potentially 3 20-goal scorers on that third line. Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, just saying. Just want to.
And think about the beginning of the last season, how snake-bitten Holla was. Then all of a sudden, about halfway through, the goal started to go in.
Yep. And everyone's view on him changed real quick.
Yep.
And Ramona is saying fire rough. We haven't even started the season yet.
Get out of the way now. Get it out of the system now.
We blame Sam Wu.
Yes.
All right.
That'll be the next shirt. I blame Sam Wu. It's Sam Wu's fault.
Let's end this podcast.
We'll start chanting that at the games. It's Sam Wu's fault. It's Sam Wu's fault. It's fault. It's Sam Wu's fault. It's Sam Wu's fault.
You brought this on yourself.
What did I do?
The Wu to lose.
Oh,
Exactly.
Want to thank Nate for the super chat. All proceeds going towards our private jet when we travel one day, someday.
Which we have a travel destination this year, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And dropping the podcast at midnight. We're back. And I'll be
In
back
pod
for
form?
I'll be back for a morning woo tomorrow. Around 6:30 a.m. I don't know. But I will. Till next time, let's go Devils.